I do have a little, I wouldn't say a twinkle, I've got almost a tear in my eye, is I am fully converting 100% organic. And it's not because I'm like, oh, it's better. It's because I really don't have a choice. All of the grocery stores around me have shut down now. All of them. There's none local to me at all. I'd have to drive a couple hours to get to a grocery store or pay a bunch for shipping for soil. So it's time making the switch. It's unfortunate, man. Places that have been open for 20 years are closed because now it's like, how many brewing stores do you guys see? What do you even call that?
I've got a
home craft brew store?
Craft brewery.
Yeah, brew stores.
We have a cup. We have some.
You do? All right, so I guess I take my statement back. There's none that I've ever seen in my life. So
believe it or not, they're like if you Google brewery or like craft brews, they're actually typically holes in the wall. Like there are these tiny little, you wouldn't even know it. Like ours is like between two, like we got a few, and they're like between two brick buildings, and you walk in, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a distillery. It's like holy. And they've got like a little place where you can order beer up front and stuff like that. So yeah, it's surprising actually. I had no idea.
Yeah, so
I think Rob was talking about actual like home brew stores,
supplies,
where they sell the supplies for home brewing.
So like the equipment, the
craft
barley, all the
beer.
I can think of one. Okay, I can think of one offhand.
I don't even know what to call it.
A brew store?
And yeah, there's probably one in GR. It makes sense because it's like Beer City, USA. But for the most part, my long ass point is few and far between. We really had to think this one out. Okay, there used to be grocery stores everywhere, and now there's none. So I've got to just be self-sufficient if I want to be able to maintain my home grow, because it's not going to work if I've got to wait for soil. And I've had times where I've ordered soil and I've had bugs in it, so I'm not doing that. I'm just going to have to reuse. I've already got part of my garden is organic, but my main larger garden is synthetic. So I've changed it up. Not the end of the world, but it's sad to see so many stores closing, but you go in there and the door swings have dropped. The main thing is it just shows majority of growers were not in it for the plant. They were in it for the profit. It just is a fact, period. And end of discussion. Because the ones that I know who were doing it they were just growing for fun or whatever, because they like to, they still are growing. And they still buy shit and they still go. But the rest, they were doing it because they were getting $200 a Z and making money. And once it's not financially lucrative, they just quit doing it. Outdoor season is it. So only time you see people coming in is outdoor season. And they buy a shitload of soil, some newts, and they don't come back. And it's sad to see, man, the passion has dwindled because of the profit has dwindled. You know?
I think too, like the internet makes things so easy, man. Like Amazon, you Americans can get stuff delivered to your door within like hours. Yeah. You know, it's funny because like I go to Vegas and Chris is like, "Oh, we can order this. It'll be here by like this evening." I'm like, "Are you serious? I wait weeks for things." So it's like, anyways, you know, it's easy for some people to just, rather than go to a grocery store, you can go online, order it for a fraction of the price, have it shipped to your door in just a few days, and you're satisfied. You know, for a long time, we've always said, you know, support local, go to your local grocery store, get stuff from them, you know. But it comes to a point where they're trying to mark things up to a point where they can keep their doors open too. And that markup is the difference between someone who's going to shop online versus someone who's got to go to the grocery store. And, you know, I'm guilty of it too. Online is easy because I can get everything, not just no-name stuff that they can only have access to, you know? So, yeah, I think, it's tough.
It's definitely a thing. But then, like, you know, shout out to the homies, but they're closing their store and then everything is 60% off. So I'm like, I know they're not taking a loss. I mean, they're taking a loss.
High margins.
At least coming cost. I'm just like, did they have some pretty decent margins, man? You know, and they might have been able to be more sustainable had it not been such a cash grab initially, and it was more affordable. And you were like, well, shit, I can get my bill of soil for $12, and you can from some places. You know, there's still places in northern Michigan that got literally, dude. And there's other places that are charging you $40.
That's what I'm paying. Bagel. That's what I'm paying.
Like you got to look at the again. Profit or passion, and there's got to be a fine line because it's a business. You have to pay taxes and all these things. I get it, but it really sucks and it hurts for the community and the people who are trying to be able to grow because you don't have a place now. And that was a place to kind of get information and congregate and show your product off a little bit. And it just, things changed in the last, you know, really since the pandemic. It exploded, and everybody thought they were like, man, we're doing great. And then all of a sudden they really see the difference as it's dropped off. Instead of it being just like, oh, well, it was really high then and it's kind of lowered. It was whoosh, and then whoosh.
This FTS clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation. Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
From the Stash Podcast.